Hi there, Eric Bakker from New Zealand, the naturopath from way down under. Thanks for coming back. We're talking about stool testing. I have another question here from somebody, and the question is stool analysis performed to determine the presence or absence of pathogens? That's a good question. Stool test is completed basically to uncover this question. But the reason why I would recommend a stool test for my patients would be not just to look for pathogens, but to understand what the balance of the microbes in the health in the gut are doing. So basically you understand what the health of the gut is like. I'm looking for the red flag. I'm looking for the guy that stands there waving the red flag in the test. And there's generally one guy there that will put his hand up and say, I'm the problem, check me out. So the eye is immediately drawn to the red flag. But often there are a lot of orange flags too. So I will see several things that aren't quite right in a stool test. But very commonly one thing will stand out head and shoulders above. Is it a pathogen? No, not always a pathogen. The red flag may also be a chronic lack of good bacteria. The red flag may also be blood in the stool. The red flag might be, we've found red blood cells. It could be the pH of the stool is too low. You know what I mean? There could be a whole range of different things. The red flag could be the secretory IgA is far too high. So we found a high level of immune involvement in the gut. And then if we look at the inflammatory marker and see that's elevated, we're going to start to wonder if there's some type of inflammatory bowel disease going on instead of irritable bowel. So as you can see, a whole lot of stuff can come out of some information. So the test is not performed to determine the absence or presence of pathogens alone. It's performed to determine the health of the human microbiome. And it's the only test I know that's comprehensive like this that will give you enough analytes for you to inform, to basically create a really good protocol around those test results. But remember, you must also look, at the social context of the client, their living, how they live, how they work, how they eat, how they relate to other people. So the stool test is not just performed as a paint by numbers system. We don't sit there with the client and say, oh, you've got this bug, here's this pill. We need to go deeper than that and find out, facts behind the case, things that can help to modify this case significantly. It may be a lifestyle change that the client needs. So it's a very good test, and pathogens will come to light if they're there. But remember, if pathogens don't show, something else may show that could even be more relevant to help solving the case. So I hope that answers the question. Thank you.